The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Orsini's Home Store, Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, The Palace Lounge, CMA Honda, the Berkeley County Health Department, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, W. Harley Miller Systems, Smallwood and Small Insurance Agency, CMA Chrysler Dodge, WVU East, the law firm of Burke Schultz Harmon and Jenkinson, RAI Properties, Parsons Ford, Rocks, Gary Kelly Allstate, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Welcome back inside the gym at Hedgesville High School. Here for the Hedgesville Hardwood Classic. Game 2 on this Friday night between Idea Academy and the Jefferson Cougars. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini here with you on the call during the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. W. Harley Miller Systems providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audiovisual distribution, and more. Call 304-350-1931 or visit WHMsystems.com. Nick, we just saw Hedgesville with a big win over Kaiser. Now we're going to see for the first time with our eyes, even though they've played one game so far, the Jefferson Cougars under new head coach Kyle Van Meter comes over as an assistant from Washington High School last year.
Yeah, and he spent time here at Hedgesville in the past, so now I guess you could say 4 out of the 6 EPAC coaches have coached at Hedgesville at some point. Coach Samples over at Spring Mills, Coach Miller at Washington, of course Coach Kelly Church at Hedgesville, and Kyle Van Meter here at Jefferson. So it's a coaching tree of Coach Kelly Church, which means you're going to play probably really good defense, but also bring your own style as well. And Jefferson got a win in their first game of the year the other night on Wednesday against King Abdullah Academy, 58-40. So it was a good first win of the season for them. Get a double-digit win, but it was a slow start. They were down early. It was tied at one point at 17, but they ended up pulling away and getting a nice win. So it's a pretty different team. Jamari Jenkins, is one of their top players. Had double-digit points in that first game. He's one of the top players really in the state. He's a senior now, so we've seen him grow since his freshman season. He's probably the big name that returns here. The rest of this roster, a little bit unfamiliar with it, but Braylon Berry does come over from Washington as a transfer. Junior, I think he could provide some good scoring. We saw some good things from him off the bench. Tayshawn Roper, of course, a great athlete coming off of, though, kind of a football season where he was a little bit banged up and definitely, played deep into the year, so I don't know how fresh he is. Same thing with Tony Allen, great athlete. But, I don't know too much about this squad outside of Jenkins because we haven't really seen too much from them. Mar Wallace will also be a solid player, I would think, as he's got some experience. But other than that, it's a lot of new names that I'm not super familiar with. Drake played pretty well for them at times last year. But it's a relatively different team for Jefferson. And it's why, I guess, outside of Spring Mills, the EPAC feels very open and very balanced because there's not a whole lot of teams with a whole lot back, or if they do have a lot back, it's kind of limited and really have like some duos that are coming back that you're expecting big things from. But definitely intrigued by tonight's matchup against Idea, who is a school from D.C., Definitely gave us some entertaining games in this thing last year. They had some height and 6'7" Coit. So a lot of familiar names on this roster from last year. So I'm excited to see it play out, Dylan, and what Coach Van Meter brings to this Jefferson squad.
And speaking of him, I'll go ahead and just throw it right to our interview with Coach Van Meter, brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. All right, here with Coach Van Meter, the Jefferson Cougars. Coach, this will be our first time we get to see you guys this year, see you at the helm of the Jefferson Cougars. How does it feel, first of all, to be taking over this program?
This feels good. I'm excited to get going. I'm excited to be here with the kids. You know, they've been a great group of kids I've been around, so that makes the transition really easy just to be around these kids that are good people, good individuals.
The team this year, what do you think your strengths are going to be for your team that you think you guys can focus on to win basketball games this year?
I think we're going to be a quick, athletic team. We're going to get up and guard you, but I also want to be disciplined in it, so I don't want to have dumb fouls 94 feet away from the basket. But I think ultimately our defense is what's going to help us turn that into our offense and make us be a team that's going to be tough to play against.
And flip side of that, what do you think are going to be the things that you think that, you know, as the season goes on, you want to improve on, and to think that, you know, if these things get better, that, you know, you're going to be a really good basketball team?
Ultimately, I think it's going to come down to the rebounding end of it. We're a small team, but I think if we learn to box out really well and can do those things and have a little patience on the offensive end, I think we're going to be okay in that aspect. But those are the things I think we do really need to work on.
You've got Idea Academy tonight out of D.C. What have you seen from them, and just overall what you think is going to be the main things that you want to stop from them tonight?
So they play a 2-3, which is very different in the first game or two just because we don't practice it a whole lot yet. And so that's going to be something that we just need to work on and stay patient in. But they're a quick, athletic team, want to get up and down, and, you know, they can shoot the ball pretty well. So we're just going to have to make sure we're guarding and identify who those shooters are and just be patient on the offensive end at times.
All right, before tip-off, what will be that last-minute message to your team?
Just play free. Wednesday night when we played, we were very timid and worrying about making mistakes. Just go out and play free. They're good basketball players. They've been doing this for a while. Just buy in and continue to do what they know how to do.
All right, Coach, good luck. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks to Coach Van Meter for the time. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll get you the rosters for both sides. This is West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center at 800 Emmett Rouse Drive, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley-Morgan County Health Department.
We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told you need a lawyer, but that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Back inside the gym at Hedgesville High School, getting ready for the nightcap here on day 1 of the Hedgesville Hardwood Classic. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini on the call. Talia Tompkins behind the camera. Colin McLaughlin back at the studio. Let's get you the rosters for both sides. Brought to you by Orsini's Home Store. Not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg or online at Orsinis.com. Start with Idea from Washington, D.C. Number 0 is Chris Hinton. Number 1 is Deshaun Robinson. Number 2, DeMonta King. Number 3, Makai Brown. Number 4, Caden Lewis. Number 5 is City Coit. Number 6, Tobias Hammett. Number 7, Dakari Davis. Number 10, Sean Baltimore. Number 15, Melvin Sims. 21 is Charlie Walker. And number 24 is Jalon Holland. Idea coached by Coach Drew Crawford. On the Jefferson side, number 0 is Cam Shedrick. Number 1, Vi Gidney. Number 2, Tayshawn Roper. Number 3, Mar Wallace. Number 5 is Takeem Drake. Number 10, Jamari Jenkins. 12 is Braylon Berry. Number 13, Braden Swanson. Number 15, Titus Murray. Number 20, Jalen Allen. Number 22, Caden Parrish. Number 23, Caden Ballard. Number 33, Malachi Grantham. Number 34, Tony Allen. Number 45, Camden Boone. And let's see if we can get our keys to the game. Brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. And go to HagerstownFord.com. Nick Verzolini, the keys to the game as we get to tip-off.
Real quick, just so you know, Dylan, Coit wearing 35 tonight, not number 5.
35, all right.
Only change, I believe, that I see, at least out of the starters for Idea. But in terms of keys to the game, I think it's going to be important for Jefferson to get out to a quicker start, since the other night they didn't really do that. And I think this Idea team is going to be pretty solid, so you don't want to get down early against them and kind of find yourself in a hole early on. So get off to a better start than you did the other night against King Abdullah, who wasn't a bad team, but I think, again, you're going to be playing another solid team here tonight. And then on the Idea side of things, again, don't really know too much about them, just kind of going off memory. Probably try to get some better shots. And for both these teams, it's very early in the season, so you're going to see some sloppy play. And you try to limit that as much as you can, because you don't want to have those silly turnovers like travels and just stuff that is kind of you getting into the flow of things.
And here comes our opening tip, brought to you by Rocks Local Markets with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Fast, fresh, friendly Rocks, as our main man Mo tips it up. And it's won by Coit, and Idea will start with the ball. Passing around the outside, Deshaun Robinson. The ball is going to get it over in the corner. Passed across by Baltimore, out and around. Chris Hinton gets it up, and this is really extended defense from Jefferson. Steal, and the pass up the court from Cedric up to Caden Parrish. Ball goes out of bounds. And it'll go back the way of Idea.
Yeah, both these teams are going to move very quickly and play an up-tempo type of style. Jefferson wants the pressure. That's always kind of been something you're going to see from them, but especially this squad, they don't have a whole lot of height. So,
three-pointer from the corner from Idea, no good. Rebounded by Roper, and he comes the other way, trying to go, that's Jalen Allen. He's going to lose control of the ball. Out of bounds, another turnover. It's Roper, Parrish, Allen, Drake, and Jenkins. Yes, thank you, Nick. Out on the court for Jefferson. Hinton and Robinson at the guards up top for Idea. Here's Coit in the corner, and he's going to pass, and it's intercepted by Drake. He's going to go the other way with it, puts the layup up, and it rolls off the rim, but it's rebounded by Jamari Jenkins. Jefferson stays with the ball, a three-pointer up top. No good by Parrish. And Idea tries to pass the ball, and Parrish with steal on the other end, but he's fouled by Coit.
I'm a little surprised by a few things here for Jefferson. Their roster, like I said, a lot different than last season. So some of the names that I did recognize, not all of them in this starting lineup. So I'm interested to see what some of these new guys bring, like Allen and Parrish.
And passing through the 2-3 zone is Jefferson. Can't quite put the shot up and in, but they stay with it. Parrish gets it to Allen, kicks over to Roper, and then they'll work it back up top eventually to Jamari Jenkins. 2-3 zone from Iadea. It's Caden Lewis and Baltimore up top in the zone. Here's a three from Jenkins, no good. And Roper goes and tracks down the offensive board. Stay with the Cougars. The pass inside, and the layup up and in with the left hand is Caden Parrish for the first 2 points of the game.
And Parrish is going to be like their big guy, not necessarily the tallest, but definitely has some good strength down low. So good fight to the rim there from him.
The two is actually from Allen, excuse me.
Yeah, sorry. You were...
So we're learning on the fly some names here.
Yeah, Allen, Parrish, they're the new guys in this lineup. So that's on kind of both of us, me for not correcting you. But, Allen there with the basket.
An idea with the turnover. Starting five for Iadea on the other side is Hinton, Coit, Hammett, Baltimore, and Lewis.
Good pass.
And that is almost an and one.
Yeah, Braden Swanson here just checked in, headed to the line. Great pass from Jalen Allen out of the post. So you're going to have that with this Jefferson team because they don't have a lot of height. So a lot of these guys probably have played a lot of perimeter basketball. But they should be a pretty good passing team and should be able to have stuff like that. We're going to see Mar Wallace come in, or he's not checking in quite yet, but he just moved up on the bench, so they're at least ready to get him in. One of the guys that returned from the squad from last year.
Swanson makes the first free throw. Our first quarter brought to you in part by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. HagerstownFord.com. And we got a whistle.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. It almost looked like a timeout, but I don't think it was. It just seems to be some sort of stoppage here.
We'll get you your other first quarter sponsor at the while we can. Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family owned, offering superior customer service and great pricings for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page.
Maybe there's some sort of confusion here. And now they've moved everybody off the line. So
is there a technical foul on
I guess
Idea?
So.
I guess we haven't.
I have no idea what it could be, Dylan.
And Swanson misses the free throw.
So he should still have one more for the shot, but that was his for the shot, so now they're going to let Jenkins shoot the time.
Okay.
That makes sense.
There we go.
But kind of sloppy way of handling it.
5:12 left in the first quarter, and technical goes in for Jamari Jenkins, his first point, make it 2-2. Actually, no, they put the wrong point up on the board they put the point up on the board for the wrong team. Should be 3-1.
Yeah, just a lot of confusion and a long delay here.
Well, actually, I guess it should be 4-0. I think there's, because all 4 points, you got 2 on the basket from Allen, you had the free throw from Swanson, and now the free throw from Jenkins.
Yeah, did Idea get a basket? I'm not exactly sure about that. I thought there might have been something on their end, but I could be wrong. If there is a significantly wrong score here, I don't know. I think we're trying to work on it, looks like. So there it goes, 5-0 Jefferson. That is correct.
There we go. figured it out now, and into the corner. Roper gets it inside to Allen. Kick out to Jenkins, who pushes it over to the other side for Tekeem Drake. He'll get it back on the right wing. Working around the top to Jenkins, and now Roper. Get it inside the middle of the zone, over to Swanson. His shot is missed, but Jalen Allen gets the rebound, puts it up, no good. Drake gets it, no good again. And Idea finally comes down with it. Chris Hinton pushing on the fast break. Three-pointer off the backboard and no good from Sean Baltimore. Here comes Jefferson the other way. Jamari Jenkins getting through the defense. Can't put the layup up and in, though. And after Idea tried to move quickly down the court, ball went out of bounds, but they'll say it stays with the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I don't know how really Jamari Jenkins even got that shot off. Swanson appears to be a little bit shaken up. Maybe he's kind of rubbing at his eye, maybe some sort of contact issue. I know he got cut in the eye, it looks like.
Here's almost a steal by Jefferson, but ball goes out of bounds. Last off of the Timberwolves. That's a nice hustle play. 7-0 Jefferson. And the pass stolen on the other end by Drake. And he'll throw it way up to Jenkins again. 2-on-1. The pass over and in to Wallace for two. Make a 9-0 run to open things up.
A good way to beat the zone is to not let them get into it. If you can get down the court and
they can't set that defense up.
Yeah, can't set it up. It makes for easy offense. It's very similar to what we saw really on the Hedgesville side of things. They just get out and run and don't really let you get into your defense. Those easy transition baskets. So 9-0 start here for Jefferson.
Coit with the ball. He's going to try to take a pull-up jumper from the mid-range, and he'll hit it for the first 2 points for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, from what I remember, Coit was a pretty talented player. I mean, 6'7", has that kind of Kevin Durant type frame, a little bit smaller. From D.C., wears the same jersey number. I don't know. Maybe there's something there.
Long wingspan. Here's a floater. No good from Gidney. Rebounded by Hinton, their leading scorer, 17 points a game. And on the other end, no good on the fast break, but an offensive rebound. Here's a three from Coit. It comes up short. Another rebound for Idea. And he can't put it back up. So some offensive rebounding for the Timberwolves, but couldn't get the ball in the basket.
And zone might be the way to play Jefferson, because like you're seeing right now.
In the middle, Jamari Jenkins gets the friendly bounce for 2 points. He's up to 6. Make it 11-2.
I was going to say having your point guard in the middle and Jamari Jenkins isn't ideal, but apparently it is if he's just going to get a wide open jumper from inside the three-point arc. He's going to make that.
And there's a timeout from Idea. We'll take a 30-second break with them. This is West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center at 800 Emmett Rouse Drive, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley Morgan County Health Department.
11-2 with 2:10 left in the first quarter. Jefferson Cougars leading the Idea Timberwolves out of D.C. here in the Hedgesville Hardwood Classic. Here comes Idea up the court. Tough defense from Vay Gidney. Up top, driving in the lane is King. He's going to put up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Jefferson. Skedrick gets it up the court. Here's Jenkins in the middle of the zone. He'll kick it out to Skedrick. There's back to Gidney. He tries to dump it off to the block, and it's stolen by Chris Hinton. And now we'll slow things down in the half court. Jefferson extending that defense almost all the way out to half court. Driving in is DeMonte King. He'll kick it out to the corner. Three-pointer good. For Idea, make it 11-5 for a number 33, which we didn't have a 33 on our roster. We'll have to figure out who that is, but makes it 11-5.
Yeah, I'm not positive on that one.
Ball on the other side here. Wallace up top, working against the zone. Get a Jenkins on the right wing. He'll try to drive and pull up. Long two-pointer, no good. Rebounded by King. 40 seconds left in the quarter. 6-point lead for the Cougars. Dump off the Coit, driving in the lane, and it's blocked. Cam Skedrick. Now Jenkins, fast break the other way. And they'll call the charge on Jamari Jenkins.
I'm just going to guess that it could be Mekhi Brown, who they list at 5'10" as number 3.
Yeah.
Just because 33 looks to be
they do have
probably about 5'10", maybe.
We do have
I'm sorry.
Mekhi Brown on the bench wearing number 3.
Apologize for that one. So could be wrong.
We'll get a process of elimination eventually as players on the bench take their jerseys off. We get a push, foul on Jefferson. Skedrick called for the foul. 25.9 seconds left in the first quarter. Fourth team foul on Jefferson. And here's full court pressure from them. Timberwolves get it into the half court. 17 seconds left in the quarter. Here's King working it over to the corner. Now we're back up top. 8 seconds left in the quarter. Here's a drive and a shot no good. Here comes 3 seconds on the clock. Pull up, buzzer beater, no good on the attempt from Cam Skedrick. And after one quarter, Jefferson leads by 6 points. 11-5 over Idea. We'll take a 60-second break and be back with the second quarter. West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
12-piece chicken for $12 with Rock's app.
Starting route to Rock's local market.
Stopping by a local watering hole for happy hour between 5 and 7 to get the family dinner.
It's not rocket science. Get a 12-piece chicken for $12 at happy hour from 5 to 7 p.m. with the Rock's app.
Reserve a table by the fire every night. Relax in the warmth and comfort of a Roach Energy gas fireplace. Roach Energy. Call 304-263-3329.
The middle against this Idea zone. They figured a few things out. But, again, this is only their second game of the year. They're still learning. They're in a new coaching staff, or at least a new head coach. It looks to be some carryover from Coach Lewis's coaching staff. But a lot of new players, so they're trying to mesh with the new head coach. It's going to take a little bit, but I think Jefferson has built a pretty talented program, and I think Coach Van Meter will bring a lot of good things to this team.
They Gidney's inbound is stolen. Here comes Idea the other way. Chris Hinton pulls up from 3. Shot is short. Rebounded, though, by Sean Baltimore, and he's fouled on the way up.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to identify 33 unless we were to head down and ask somebody, which I don't know who would be able to tell
I think there's
us.
some process of elimination. Melvin Sims and Charlie Walker haven't confirmed their jersey numbers at the very least yet. So
right, but they don't usually play too much based off the stats, so could be difficult to confirm that. So
see maybe at halftime, if nothing else.
Could be a JV call-up is what I was thinking.
It's true. It could be. Free throw is good from Baltimore, his first point.
But I also don't know if they have a JV team since they're a private school, so I don't know. But for now, he's just Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the most famous 33 I know.
7:35 left in the second quarter.
15's taking off his.
Yep, there you go. That eliminates one option. Charlie Walker, on the bench as well. So, no, pretty much the entire roster we're given. It could be Dakari Davis, I suppose. We haven't seen a 7 yet anywhere. As next one goes in. Also makes it 11-7.
I don't think he's 6'2".
That's a good point. Jefferson on the other end. Ball on the floor. And we'll get a travel.
It's been a little sloppy, like we said, was kind of something we wanted to see be avoided in this game. And
inbound is stolen again. Tough defense from Idea so far. Pass up the court and deflected by Jenkins and going out of bounds eventually. And it'll stay with the Timberwolves. They'll inbound it to Baltimore. Guarded closely by Jenkins and move it over to the left wing. Now up top. Here on the right wing is Hinton. Dribbles back out, trying to work against Roper. Get it into the middle to King. Now on the left wing, driving. A kick out to the right side. Three-pointer is good from Baltimore. Makes it 11-10.
Yeah, great shot there from Baltimore to kind of get him back in Jefferson answer.
Mar Wallace can't hit the three on the other end, but bounces out, rebound by Roper. Mid-range jumper from Jenkins, no good. But again, Jefferson comes down with it. Wallace, no good. Rebound again, going around, and finally Idea comes out with it. And they'll run the other way. Another long three-pointer from Baltimore. He sinks it. 2 in a row for him. He's got 8 points to lead all scorers, and suddenly Idea has the lead, 13-11. There was 6:12 left until halftime.
According to Max Preps, Baltimore averages about 9 points per game. Showing some range here.
The dump inside to Malachi Grantham. His shot's no good. It bounces out to Baltimore, and Idea takes back over.
Jefferson's been known as a three-point shooting team the last few years under Coach Lewis.
Hinton drives and kicks, but he's fouled as he tries to make the pass.
Haven't really seen that so far here tonight. But again, like Jaden Gladney's gone, who was one of the best shooters in the state, not the best shooter in the state for a long time. So it's going to be interesting to see who steps up for this team this year outside of what we already know.
It's 2 fouls on Jamari Jenkins and a timeout from Jefferson. We'll take 30-second break. It's West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Second quarter on TV 10, brought to you in part by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Field and Sons. Family-owned full-service funeral home, proudly serving the area since 1880. It's 13-11. Idea over Jefferson in the Hedgesville Hardwood Classic. 5:43 until halftime. Timberwolves with the ball. They'll get it to Coit in the corner for three. He can't hit it. Getting the rebound to bring the ball up the court is Keem Drake. He will pick up his dribble drive and put up the layup, no good. And rebounded by Coit.
Nice move, but unsuccessful shot there from Drake.
Hinton works up top. He'll get it over to Baltimore. Jefferson switches. They'll go. Try to dump inside, and it's deflected. And goes out to Jefferson. Here comes Drake back up the court again. Jalen Allen got a hand on that one. They'll go over to the right side on the wing. Driving in is Wallace. He gets stuck and trying to grabbed the ball is Coit, and he gets called for a foul.
Yeah, I can understand that being a foul. I think it could have possibly been a jump ball, but I think he might have got a little bit too much of his arm as he was trying to grab the ball.
Jefferson works the ball to the corner. Drake now kick out to Jenkins for 3, and he knocks it down. Jefferson takes the lead back 14-13.
Well,
9 points up on the board for Jenkins. Double dribble on idea to turn the ball over.
As long as Jamari Jenkins is able to stay healthy this year, Jefferson's going to be a dangerous team because he's the kind of player that can put the team on his back. He's not, the tallest guy out there, but great point guard, good shooter, good speed, can force some turnovers, and has a solid jump shot as you see it there. So he's keeping him in this game so far.
Tayshawn Roper. Now Jenkins up top, tries to drive in, kicks it over to the right corner, and Drake knocks down another 3. For Jefferson, his first points of the game, makes it 17-13. Here comes the other way, idea. Ball eventually goes out of bounds.
Deshaun Robinson's going to come in here for idea.
Looks like Hedgesville girls basketball game has that was at South Hagerstown has wrapped up as seen head coach Alex Shanholzer walk into the gym, sit down next to Coach Kelly Church. Inbound from Idea.
I think I figured out our mystery man.
And the King.
And I think I also found out possibly our technical.
All right, and the other way, Jefferson gets a steal. Roper can't get the ball to go in. Drake gets the rebound, and he puts it up and in.
So I think 33 is Tobias Hammond.
Okay.
Possibly. Or possibly Dakari Davis. I don't know for certain.
And Jefferson getting the steal in the inbound. Tayshawn Roper, 2 points. His first 2. Jefferson's on a run, 21-13. Timeout from Idea. 3:49 left in the quarter. Let's keep it here through this timeout.
Yeah, because I think the problem was possibly that they had a 6 and a 7. That could have been why the technical was initiated. Because in high school basketball, at least public school, you're not supposed to be able to wear anything that's not 1 through 5 or 0 through 5, which could be why we have a change in a jersey, possibly.
You know what?
And I thought I saw a 6 earlier.
That makes sense. You are definitely right about that.
And I don't see a 6 now. So
I think you're right. Nick, yeah. he was out there as a starter. Tobias Hammett, listed at 6'1", 142. I think that adds up for our number 33. So that's what we're going to roll with until we hear otherwise.
Yeah, I think that's what it was because, like I said, I don't think you can wear that number because of the rules. That just now became not a rule in college. Of course, the NBA, you've always been able to wear whatever number you wanted. But high school, at least public school, you have to keep it 0 through 5 for the jersey number.
All right, 21-13. Here comes Idea the other way, and 2 points up and in for Caden Lewis, his first 2. There's a Euro step that's going to be called a travel on Jamari Jenkins. Tried to do it.
I don't know if it was a travel, but
it
could have been.
Think it was, but
I just think maybe we're just, it's a Euro step. We're not used to seeing that here in West Virginia. Got to call a travel on it.
And there's a 3-pointer on the other end.
Yeah, if Idea's going to heat up
Caden
like
Lewis.
this, as Caden Lewis, as you said, knocked down that 3.
5 straight points for him. 21-18. Timberwolves cutting it into the Jefferson lead. 3:10 until halftime. And here's a bad pass. It kicks away. And Idea is going to come up with it. Ball's put up and a goaltend as Caden Lewis tried to get a block.
Braden Swanson.
Caden Lewis puts up the shot.
Yes.
Swanson tries to get the block. Goaltend as the ball hit the rim first, or the backboard first.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was coming down. Either way, it might have hit the backboard first. You had a little bit of better angle than I did, Dylan. So either way, though, yeah, I think that's the right call there from the officials. But they should have to take those points off the board now. Goaltending. I'm all messed up, but goaltending gives the points. Lewis there with the basket, 21-20.
Mid-range jumper knocked down by Mar Wallace. Jefferson goes up by 3 once again. Working quick is Hinton. Ball gets away from him a little bit, but ends up in the hands of Sean Baltimore, whose three-pointer is too far, but rebounded by Coit. Possession stays with the Timberwolves. 2:33 left in the half. Chris Hinton working up top. Step back three-pointer. Too far to the right. Rebounded by Swanson. Here comes Jefferson the other way. Gidney works it inside and a kick back out to Wallace 4-3, and he sinks it. 26-20 Jefferson. And now we'll get a foul on Gidney the other way. First foul on Vay Gidney. 2:06 left in the second quarter. Other second quarter sponsor, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, 1400 Shepherdstown Road, and online at ParsonsFord.com. They became number one by making you number one first, Parsons. Sean Baltimore loses his footing, but it still bounces around and stays with Idea in the hands of Hinton, and then he's fouled.
This has turned into a very competitive game like we kind of expected it. I mean, it never really wasn't competitive, but I guess it's turned more high scoring, more offense compared to what we saw in that first quarter. Still a little sloppy, don't get me wrong, but a lot better basketball here in the second.
And it is sloppy as the ball is bouncing around, ends up in the hands of Coit. He kicks it out to Chris Hinton, who hits a three. 26-23.
Idea likes to shoot it, that's for sure.
First 3 points for Idea's leading scorer so far this year. And here comes Wallace on the other side with a three. Can't hit it. Rebounded, though, by Parrish, and then ripped away by Hinton. Working fast. Baltimore kick out. Lewis for three in the corner. No good. And Parrish gets the rebound. Pace picking up, and it's poked away from behind by King. Now the Timberwolves move. Pull-up jumper from the mid-range by Baltimore. No good, but bounces around to Lewis. Gets back out. Top of the key. Now is Chris Hinton, who will back up and slow things down a little bit. Coit now with the ball up top. And they'll call a push on Jalen Allen, who had just a possession or two earlier picked up his first foul. He doesn't like that call.
It almost looked like from up here that Coit possibly extended the arm toward Allen, which is why you see a disagreement there in the call, but not the case. So we're at 1-1.
First free throw from Coit is in.
I guess, what is it, double bonus now? I don't remember what the rule change was.
I think so.
Because nobody reacted, so it had to be double bonus.
5 fouls in the quarter.
Which initially I thought was going to be really a big deal, but honestly it's probably a better rule because the quarters are only 8 minutes long, and they reset the fouls after each quarter, opposed to what we had 7 and 10 for a full half.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a better rule now, and that came in last year. It is taking some time still for me to adjust because I'm going to be so used to that 7 and 10 that I grew up playing with, but it is a better rule. I think more NBA type rule.
Yep. 32 seconds until the half. Jefferson may hold for the final shot of the quarter. We'll see. Ball up top, Cannon Boone And we'll get a travel called against Wallace.
Yeah, we're getting a lot less, or a lot more, I guess, called here that may not be as noticeable from the officials in this game. I'm really intrigued to see, I mean, this has been a good game, but just tomorrow how Idea versus Hedgesville plays out, because those are really opposite styles. Even though Hedgesville's proven an ability to get up and down the floor, I don't think they're going to want to play that way in that kind of matchup. So it should be fun to watch in tomorrow's game.
5-second violation as Hinton was dribbling the ball up top. The Idea with a turnover right before the half. Jefferson will now likely get the last possession of the half, up by 1. 10 seconds to work with.
Yeah, they're getting their play in here before halftime, so this is a good opportunity for Coach Van Meter to work on that final shot type play. They forced Jenkins to catch it, though, about 93 feet away.
Here we go. He's going to drive in, loses a handle. He's going to get it back, take a shot, no good. And just before the buzzer, an offensive rebound and 2 points for the freshman Camden Boone. Up off the bench right before halftime. Makes it 28-25. Cougars at the half.
Wow.
Tightly contested half there,
Yeah,
Nick.
it turned into a very good second quarter. There was definitely some up and down throughout that first half in terms of the quality of the play. There was some sloppy play. But, hey, at the end of the day, we got a close game here at halftime, 28-25, and I've seen some good things on both sides. Jefferson in the lead, and it's been a fun game.
All right, let's take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, get you some more halftime thoughts and halftime stats. This is West Virginia High School basketball and talk radio WRNR and TV 10.
It's the new normal. You live, work, and play everywhere. Whether it's the family car or the family business, you need insurance that keeps pace with your changing life. Home on the job or working from home, peace of mind comes from knowing your whole world is covered. No matter what happens or how big it grows, whatever your new normal, Erie Insurance's award-winning service and personal agents can keep pace. Call your local agent today or visit erieinsurance.com for a quote.
We are the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told, you need a lawyer. But that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
Are you tired of all of the Black Friday commercials? So are we. At CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg, we have Orange Saturday with juicy deals all month long. Right now, lease a new 2024 Tacoma for only $229 a month for 39 months. Or buy and get 3.99% financing. Or check out a new 2025 Camry and get 4.99% financing for 72 months. Visit us online at cmastoyotaofmartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
28-25, Jefferson with the lead over Idea. Halftime of Game 2 of our doubleheader in the Hedgesville Hardwood Classic. Welcome you into the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm halftime show. Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com and get you some first half stats brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown, including a brand new pop-up location in the Valley Mall. if I remember correctly, it's the old Old Navy store, I believe, from the pictures I saw. That's what it looked like to me. But get you the halftime stats. On the idea side, 8 points for Sean Baltimore leads the way for them. Caden Lewis with 7. City Coit, 4 points. Tobias Hammett with 3. Chris Hinton for 3 to give idea their 25 up on the board. Jefferson, the leading team at the half, led by Jamari Jenkins with 9 points. Mara Wallace with 7. Takeem Drake has added in 5. Jalen Allen, Camden Boone, and Tayshawn Roper have all gotten themselves 2 points up on the board, and Braden Swanson with 1 free throw. So, Nikki, do you have anything to add on what we've seen so far between Jefferson and Idea? It's tightly contested. I'm not sure if that's what we really expected, but I guess it was hard to really know what to expect from Jefferson coming into this one with as many changes that they have from last year.
I kind of thought it would be. I mean, from what I remember, Idea was pretty solid last year, and they like to shoot the 3, and Jefferson has been a really great team in the area, so I guess you head into any game with high expectations for the program, but this is a completely different team than what they had last year. It's a new coach in Kyle Van Meter, who I think will do a good job, but just doesn't have the experience within the program that Coach Lewis has. But he's gone on to St. James, so that's different. But I think for Idea and Jefferson, they've definitely shown some good flashes. I think they match up pretty well. Both teams are guard-oriented. Idea's zone has caused some issues for the Cougars that they adjusted to in that second quarter. Jefferson's pressure defense caused some issues for Idea that they were able to adjust to in the second quarter. So it's turned into a pretty good game. We'll see if they can clean up some of the sloppiness and we get a good second half. But I think both these teams should continue to stay in this game. We'll see who comes out on top.
All right, I think we can follow the pattern of last game. We'll take a 3-minute break, and when we come back, it'll be close to time to start the second half here between Jefferson and Idea. This is West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information. Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information.
With a great selection comes great possibilities. And at CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg, the possibilities are endless. Shop our amazing selection of new vehicles like the Ram 1500. And right now, save on new Jeeps like the Wrangler and Grand Cherokee models. Plus, every Jeep purchase comes with our Jeep Wave program. So wherever your possibilities take you, you'll be connected. Shop CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg today. Owners just care more.
Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information. Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information.
It's the new normal. You live, work, and play everywhere. Whether it's the family car or the family business, you need insurance that keeps pace with your changing life. Home on the job or working from home, peace of mind comes from knowing your whole world is covered. No matter what happens or how big it grows, whatever your new normal, Erie Insurance's award-winning service and personal agents can keep pace. Call your local agent today or visit erieinsurance.com for a quote.
About a minute and 10 seconds until halftime timer runs out. Back here at Hedgesville, it's Hedgesville Hardwood Classic. The nightcap for night one here on Friday night after a big win by Hedgesville over Kaiser. The first game of the varsity doubleheader. Hedgesville got themselves a 50-point win in the JV game against Kaiser before that. And similar results when the varsity squads faced off, but now completely different end of the night here, at least with this first half, between Idea and Jefferson. Cougars with a 3-point lead over the Timberwolves. So get ready to start the third quarter.
Yeah, obviously we were expecting a closer game than game one. I didn't know what kind of team Jefferson has this year. I think they've proven to have at least some talent, but it's a lot different than the team they had last year, and here they are in a 1-3-1 look to start the second half, so see how that affects Idea.
Up top is Caden Lewis. They'll get this as a corner for Hinton. He'll try to get it pass up top to Baltimore, whose three is off the mark. Rebounded by Swanson, who starts the half for the Cougars. Change the lineup there. Wallace fakes a three. He'll drive inside, and with a nice layup, gets himself 2 points.
Yeah, nice take to the hole from Mar Wallace. But, yeah, you go to the 1-3-1. You bring in Swanson in to start the second half. That gives you more length up top. Jenkins, though, running the baseline. Undersized. How does he do down low will be interesting to see.
Caden Lewis working. Here comes a trap. Almost getting a steal as Wallace will eventually kick it over the corner. Baltimore to Hinton, whose three goes too far. Airballed and rebounded by Jenkins. Here comes Jefferson up leading by 5. Driving in is Jenkins, and he goes up and under and makes it a 7-point lead. Jamari Jenkins up to 11 points now.
That was an unbelievable reverse layup from Jenkins. He made it look easy, but it definitely wasn't. A great finish.
11 from Jenkins leads all scorers. Here's a three in the corner from Lewis. No good. Rebounded by Quid, who puts the ball up and in, gets the bounce. 32-27. Here comes Jefferson the other way. A deep ball pass by Jenkins, but led Wallace a little too far and out of bounds.
Yeah, good idea, but just too far of a pass. The other thing, though, about when you go that zone, defensively, it's going to be tougher to rebound, so you got to try to find a way to still box out and still rebound, but it's tougher than being in man since it's not as obvious who you should put a body on.
Hinton drives in, tries to get it inside, but it's stolen by Jamari Jenkins. That's why he's on the baseline, trying to get those passes inside, but thrown up the court to nobody is the pass by Jefferson. It goes back to Idea and ends in a three-pointer for Sean Baltimore. His third of the game. He's up to 11 points, and the lead for Jefferson's down to just 2. Jefferson working around the top of the key, 3-point range. Jenkins to the free throw line. He'll kick it to the right wing for Drake, and someone got a hand on it. But it's rebounded by Wallace, who is underneath the basket, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by DeMonte King. He'll bring the ball up. Passes to Tobias Hammett. Lost his handle, got it back. Falling on the floor for the ball Eventually getting it back out to Hinton. Forward ball around outside Hammett. Pull-up jumper from long. 2-point range, no good. Rebounded by Wallace, and here comes Jefferson. 5:08 left in the third quarter. Jenkins will pull it out and work. Here's Braylon Berry, seeing his first action of the game. Up at the top of the key, working against Coit. Now he'll give it to Jenkins, who uses a screen and work the ball around. Wallace to Berry, who drives, left-handed layup, fouled on the way up.
Yeah, Berry, again, I believe he comes over from Washington. He played a solid role on that team last year, so I was kind of expecting him to play a lot more in that first half, but he didn't. Now he starts the second half, probably partially due to their defensive adjustment, because he's another guy that brings you some decent length up top. I mentioned Jenkins there down at the bottom. It's not necessarily ideal to have a smaller guy down there, but when you're in that 1-3-1 defense, you do want your quickest defender at the bottom down there. So it makes sense to have him down there just, for rebounding and size perspective. Usually you think, I would need my big guy down low, but really in this defense, you want that bigger, longer guy up top.
2 for 2 from the free throw line goes Barry, makes it 34-30 Jefferson, and he pokes away a pass as well on the other end. Gets a little out of control on the fast break, and it ends up in a turnover by Caden Parrish. 4:28 left in the third quarter, and Jefferson leading 34-30. Get you a third quarter sponsor. Third quarter brought to you in part by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships, proud to be the owners who just care more. Idea working to the right corner, three-pointer from Lewis. Gets a bit of a bounce, no good. And the ball bounces off either the face or the chest of Takeem Drake and goes out of bounds, so it'll stay with the Timberwolves. And 5-second violation on the inbound. Monte King couldn't get the ball in.
Good defense from the Cougars.
Full court pressure from Idea now, and it immediately, almost leads to a turnover. Baltimore jumped up and got a hand on the ball, but couldn't corral it, and it goes out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, both teams' coaches are pulling it all out in this game. We've seen Idea go to a zone. We've seen them now switch back to man. Jefferson's pulling out a 1-3-1, a little bit of pressure on both sides. I like what both teams' coaches are bringing here this early in a season.
Wallace driving, cutting is Barry, kicks out to three, no good, rebounded by Drake. And that's no good, rebounded by Coit, but his pass attempt as he's falling down goes into the hands of Jamari Jenkins, who puts up an easy layup for two.
Good timeout here by Coach Crawford of Idea. Just, reset this offense a little bit. They've had some issues with the Jefferson defense. There, the pressure leads to a turnover and easy basket.
Full 60-second timeout from Idea. We'll take a 30-second break and be back for West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Orange, you glad this isn't another Black Friday commercial? It's Orange Saturday at CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg. Get a juicy deal on a new 2024 Silverado 1500 available with 1.9% financing and up to $7,000 off MSRP. Or get a new 2025 Equinox with 0% financing. And even sweeter, 0% financing is also available on other select new Chevy models during the Red Tag sales event. Together, let's drive at CMA's ChevroletofMartinsburg.com. Owners just care more.
36-30, Jefferson leads Idea here in the third quarter, which is also brought to you in part by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Call them at 304-263-3361. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini with you on the call. The Hedgesville Hardwood Classic. Talia Tompkins behind the camera. Colin McLaughlin back in the studio.
Oh, now they're bringing it full court press.
Jefferson with the full court pressure now, and it immediately leads to a steal for Braylon Berry, but he's going to give it right back. As falling down, he tried to get the pass off, and DeMonte King ends up with it.
And now they're back in a man, it looks like.
And the ball pops out of the hands of Idea. Turnover. Jefferson trying to save it. Braylon Berry gets it in the corner. And now able to bring it back out. Jenkins kicks it over to Parrish. Now Wallace on the left wing. And now we'll settle things back into Jenkins. Tosses it, hands it off to Roper. He'll dribble and kick it out to the right wing for Wallace. Braylon Berry in the right corner, doubled. Zone defense again from Idea. Wallace travels at the top of the key.
Yeah, trying to throw a jab step, but I think that was the right call there by the official. We're going to see Tony Allen come in. So Jefferson's going into its bench. They're changing some different looks a little bit. They're trying to match the athleticism and quickness of this Idea team, I think is what it's coming down to. Because they did have some defensive struggles, especially in that second quarter. They only gave up 5 in the first, and they only gave up 20 in the second. So
Caden Lewis driving, kicking to the right wing for Hinton. No good, but Lewis trying to come down with the rebound, and a nice tip out by Jamari Jenkins leads to an outlet pass to Braylon Berry, who's able to cherry pick himself 2 points, make it 38-30.
So it starts with the excellent outlet from Tony Allen.
And the pace picks up as Caden Lewis drives and is fouled on his way up by Tony Allen. (38-30), 2:23 left in the third quarter. Free throws for Caden Lewis, and he makes the first, as it's now 38-31. First point of the second half for Lewis. His second free throw is good to make it 38-32. 2:20 left in the third quarter. Here comes Jefferson the other way. Braylon Berry tries to dump it off, and it's stolen by Sean Baltimore, who turns it right back over to Jefferson. But Baltimore recovers with a block on Jamari Jenkins. Roper tried to pass him the ball. Jefferson working now out of the inbounds play. Here's Jamari Jenkins driving in the lane. Step back, kick out, left corner three. Wallace, no good, but Tony Allen comes down with the rebound. Kicks it back out to Jenkins, who drives and is fouled on the floor. Basket goes in on his drive, but they'll say that the foul occurred before he went up for the shot. First foul on Lewis. Inbound to Jenkins, who goes up and is fouled with 1:57 left in the third quarter. And he'll go to the free throw line for two. Jamari Jenkins, 13 points. And make it 14 as he makes the first free throw. Three team fouls in the quarter on Idea, only one on Jefferson. Cougars will back up, and Jenkins misses the second free throw. .148 left in the third quarter. Idea working. Tenacious defense from Jefferson. Leads to a missed shot and a rebound for the Cougars. Jenkins, nice pass, but it's deflected by Lewis. And here's another turnover right back. Jamari Jenkins drives in, kicks corner three from Braylon Berry, no good. There's a fight for the ball on the floor after the missed shot. And they'll say out of bounds. And it stays with Jefferson. Braylon Berry inbounds to Allen. Get out to Jenkins. The ball stolen away by Caden Lewis, who will get a fast break layup and 2 points.
A good defensive play there from this Idea team. And again, they've picked up their pressure a little bit. Like this trap here.
Jefferson gets it out of the backcourt. Deflection by Coit and a steal for Idea. Going to come the other way. 1 minute left in the third quarter. Ball gets out to Baltimore. Corner three. No good. Coit with the rebound and two. Second chance bucket. City Coit makes it 39-36. Jefferson with the three-point lead. 45 seconds left in the quarter. And another turnover. This time by Barry. Here comes Idea the other way. Sean Baltimore left-handed layup. And it's a 1-point lead for the Cougars now. Timeout from Coach Van Meter with 38.3 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, need that timeout because now, again, the coaches, I'm impressed how much they've gotten in this early of the season where they're going to so many different defenses and throwing so many different looks at each other. It's been a good half or a good third quarter here where there's been a lot of different adjustments for both teams. So, who can make the better adjustments? Here, Coach Van Meter takes a timeout because Idea's defense has picked up this kind of press that's led to some traps. And Jefferson's broke it okay, but then even when they broke it, they then make a bad pass because they've been sped up to a level that maybe they weren't expecting to be sped up to. It is a team that typically runs the court and plays well in transition, but Idea's got a lot of length and aggressiveness to themselves, and they're a good matchup for this Jefferson team early in the year to really prepare you for maybe not on the same level, but teams like a Spring Mills and even a Martinsburg who's going to play that pressure defense. So,
the scoring update for the Timberwolves. Sean Baltimore up to 13 points. Keaton Lewis up to 11. That's their two leading scorers. Here comes Jefferson breaking the full court press, and they'll get the ball up to Allen, who banks it off the backboard and in. His first 2 points makes it 41-38. The other way, Tobias Hammett picked up his dribble, and they'll call a shove on Braden Swanson. 24.8 left in the quarter. It's only the second foul on Jefferson. He would need 3 more to force free throws. Inbound to Hinton, who's going to drive left, and his shot is rejected by Tony Allen. A name like that, you can expect good defense.
Yeah, you better play good defense. The Kobe stopper? Is that Tony Allen's nickname?
I think so.
I think so, too.
Yep, and the other way, Hinton misses his shot, but it's put back in by Coit. Only a 1-point lead for the Cougars. 6 seconds left in the quarter. Here comes Jamari Jenkins driving up the court. He's going to put one up against Coit, who rejects it out of bounds with 2 seconds left on the clock.
Another impressive block, but Coit's 6'7", so it's not going to get that same reaction.
Jenkins will inbound, tries to get it in,
nice pass.
And it is put in by Drake right before the buzzer. And we'll go into the fourth quarter with Jefferson just having a 3-point lead, just like they did at the half. We'll take a 60-second break and be back for the fourth and final quarter as West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
WVU Medicine Gastroenterology in Martinsburg recently welcomed 2 new physicians, expanding advanced gastroenterology services in the Eastern Panhandle. Dr. Vishal Gupta and Dr. Yusuf Hadi joined WVU Medicine Gastroenterology at the clinic's new location in Medical Office Building Number 3 on the Berkeley Medical Center campus. Dr. Gupta and Dr. Hadi are accepting new patients. Call 304-596-6893 to schedule an appointment or for more information.
Fourth quarter begins. Jefferson will start with the ball, leading 43-40 against Idea here in the Hedgesville Hardwood Classic. Scoreboard shuts off as Jamari Jenkins pulls up from mid-range and puts in a two-pointer to make it 45-40, and play will blow dead as try to fix the scoreboard.
I just told you about Shepherd, Dylan, so it must be I put the words in the air. We had those Shepherd scoreboard issues when we were there. For those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about.
Right, if you watched the IUP broadcast last Friday night, then you'll remember that there was issues of the scoreboard shutting off during the first half mainly. But I think it happened once in the second half as well. Inbound and a foul on Jefferson. Takeem Drake called for his second foul. Full court pressure from Jefferson. Ball's inbounded to Baltimore. They'll run up the court and get a pass inside to Lewis. Ball fell on the ground a little bit. He picks it back up and puts it in. Lead back down to 3 for Jefferson. Here's full court pressure from both sides still. And nearly a steal as the ball tried to get to Swanson. Ends up out of bounds. .7:22 left in the game. And ball in the backcourt, and Caden Lewis is going to be called for a foul going up against Jamari Jenkins. And I think we also had a technical foul called against Jefferson. Jamari Jenkins called for a technical foul.
That's his third, too, so that's somewhat notable. I mean, in the fourth quarter, 7 minutes left, 3 fouls, you'll probably be okay. But usually once you get to that third one, especially, of course, at the high school level, you only get 5. So you start to worry about it a little bit more than your first 2. Of course, once you get to 2, if it's in the first half, you're going to sit for a while. So could be significant here down the stretch, especially as this game gets closer and closer, and if we were to get overtime or something like that.
45-44 Jefferson. 7:15 left. And it brings the ball up the court, guarded closely by Jenkins. He gets past him, kicks it out. Baltimore in the right corner. He'll bring the ball back up top. Hinton with the ball now in the left wing. Some spacing issues. Tries to get the ball to Coit. Ball goes out of bounds. Blast off of Idea. Jefferson gets the ball back.
Yeah, Idea there with a lot of dribbling without a purpose that didn't really lead to much. So that was a bad possession for them after they've had some really good possessions as this game's gone on, especially here in the second half. They picked it up quite a bit.
Jenkins rejects a screen from Allen. He'll be fouled on the floor by Hammett. Game being called very closely by the officials.
Yeah, I pointed that out in the first half, Dylan, and that's continued as you point out here. So at least they've been consistent. You know, they're calling it on both sides. Last game was a blowout, so we really didn't see that as much unless there was something, blatantly obvious. And it's hard to really get a gauge on the officials in the first game. This is a completely different crew, though, for game 2, and they have not let a lot slide. And I think that's kind of how you expect high school ball to be called.
Jalen Allen with the ball up top for Jefferson. They'll get it to Swanson, who passes to Jenkins. 6:28 left in the game. 1-point lead for Jefferson. They work the ball around the top. Jenkins takes the screen from Swanson. Gets into the middle, picks up his dribble. Pump fake, puts it up, no good. Airballed, rebounded by Drake, though. Possession staying with the Cougars. And a pass inside by Jalen Allen up to Braylon Berry, who's fouled.
That's
just City Coit.
Great look, great job by Berry to find the opening in the defense, and then Allen knew where he was right away. So good pass there. And now Barry needed him to make these free throws. He's played really well in the second half. I was a little surprised, again, not to see him at all in the first half.
Barry misses the first free throw. He made his first 2 on his last trip to the line. Second of 2, also rims out. 0 for 2 on the trip to the line. Idea with the pass intercepted by Jalen Allen, and then he's called for a double dribble. This game's been full of back and forth turnovers. Just bang, bang, bang. It hasn't been uncommon to see, 2 turnovers within 3 to 5 seconds of each other.
There's definitely been some sloppy play throughout. There's also been some great plays.
Yeah.
It's your typical early season game. Idea's played a few more games, but, long trip for them down here to the Panhandle. Jefferson, of course, is only in their second game, so you're going to see some sloppiness, and that, could affect the flow of the game, but we've also seen some really good things.
Step back, 3-pointer from Baltimore, no good, rebounded by Allen. 5:45 left in the game. Here comes Jefferson, still with a 1-point lead. They'll break the full court pressure. Braylon Berry with the ball, works it back out to the top of the key. Dribbles, and he is pickpocketed by Caden Lewis, and he on the other end tries to go up for a fast break layup, and he's got the ball taken from him by Takeem Drake.
A good job by Jefferson to find Jamari Jenkins. When things are going bad, just find your point guard, get him to slow it down. 4-year starter for a reason. Can he get this offense going here?
And Braylon Berry tried to cross over Baltimore, but Baltimore comes up, runs into him for the foul. Second personal. 4th foul of the quarter on the Idea Timberwolves. So one more will have Jefferson shooting 2 free throws the whole rest of the way.
Oh, that's a backcourt. That ball landed in the front court, and he took it into the backcourt.
Braylon Berry, right wing. Shot blocked by Coit. He ends up with the ball. Here he comes the other way. He's going to pass it up to King, who is fouled on his way up. I don't think Jenkins liked the call. But he does get called for his 4th foul with 4:52 left in the game.
Yeah, I mentioned it, right? I mean, I was like, technical foul here. That's your 3rd. 7 minutes left. Could be significant. And now it definitely is that 4 with 4:52 left. They're going to have to pull him here, I think, and you really don't want to.
First free throw from King is missed. Here comes Roper. And he is indeed checking in for Jenkins.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, you can't have him playing with 4 fouls with 5 minutes left. So it's not going to be too long, I don't think.
I'd say 2 or 3 minutes left to come back in. And second free throw in for Tamonta King, his first point of the game. Full court pressure still from the Timberwolves. They break it into the front court. Braden Swanson in the right corner. He'll throw it back out up top for Wallace. Mar Wallace is going to get it over to Skedrick, who gets it to King, who drives. Drake, excuse me. He's fouled.
If you're Jefferson here, you're a little bit frustrated that you didn't get the shooting foul and all that stuff. Like, you cannot, these refs are calling it tight. They're calling it tight with the technicals. You got to keep your head completely here if you're Drake and Jefferson. No shot was the call. Now they changed it to a shooting foul, I guess. So.
That's what it looks. Well, it was on the floor, but it was the 5th foul.
There we go.
On Idea.
So either way, you're getting your 2 shots.
Yep, so Takeem Drake goes to the line with 7 points. And 4:31 left in a tie game between Jefferson and the Idea Timberwolves. Drake gets the first one to rattle in. Eight points on the night for Takeem Drake. 3 here in the second half. And that'll be it. But the rebound by Swanson is missed. Another one for Jefferson, up and no good. Hinton comes out for it for Idea. And ball ends up on the floor. I believe the call is a foul. I think we also got a timeout from Idea. We'll take the 30-second break. We'll be back with more West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
4:23 left between Jefferson and Idea. It's a 1-point lead for the Cougars. 46-45. The Idea Timberwolves with possession. Chris Hinton drives, loses possession, and Jefferson comes the other way. Braden Swanson gets it. He's going to pass it to a driving Cam Skedrick, who puts his 2 points up on the board, his first basket. Jefferson up by 3 with 4 minutes to go. And there's this turnover. Caden Lewis. And another pass from Jefferson that's thrown up the court to nobody. And it's a turnover right back. Timberwolves get the ball. Long contested 3 from Baltimore is banked in. We had a whistle.
Wow. Wallace is going to get a foul as well, I believe.
Yeah, away from the ball.
Yeah, it's away from the ball.
A chance for a 4-point play.
No, it shouldn't be a 4-point play. It should be just underneath the basket.
Oh.
Since the shot still counts, and then you get the possession back.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a chance for even more than 4 points on the possession. Ball inbounded to Baltimore. He thought about the other 3. Tie game now. Drive and kick. Corner 3 from Coit, and he sinks it for the Timberwolves to take the lead.
That's huge. 6-point swing.
51-48 Idea. Driving and getting the roll is Cam Skedrick. 51-50 Idea with 3:20 left.
Jefferson battling here.
Hinton with the ball, kicks it out to King. Now Baltimore, long 3, left wing, and he gets it to go. Another 3 for Sean Baltimore. His 4th of the game makes it 54-50. Here comes Jefferson the other way, and it's Takeem Drake off the assist from Skedrick, making it 54-52 with 2:50 left.
I like Baltimore. Idea, though, got to get back on defense. I mean, they're celebrating a little bit too much there. But, I mean, Baltimore's got a nice-looking jumper.
He's got 16 in this one. He has the ball in the left corner. He's trapped. Gets the ball out to King, though. Coit thought about the 3, and he traveled along the way, according to the official.
He did, I think. But
too much. Idea didn't like the call, but
I don't know if they didn't like the call. I think they were more so like, don't hesitate as much.
True.
You know, just we don't need a 3 necessarily. Yes, they're going in right now. But, you know, Jamari's back on the court, by the way, here. But don't force anything here. And that's kind of what led you to travel was you were trying to get another 3. It wasn't really there, though. And you don't need a 3. You're up by 2.
Leading scorer for Jefferson, Jamari Jenkins, back on the court with 4 fouls. 2:18 left to go. He has the ball in his hands out on the right wing. He'll try to drive. Pulls up, long 2. And it's a miss. Rebounded by Idea.
Now, Idea's got to remember there is no shot clock. There is no reason for them to rush.
They work the ball fast up the court. Hammett tried to kick the Baltimore. It was deflected out of bounds by Jefferson.
I mean, you're only up 2, so obviously you still are going to take a good shot if you get one. But you don't need to rush anything, don't need to force anything. You lost your shoe.
Here comes King.
If you have enough.
Hinton driving in the lane. Too strong on the layup attempt. Coit trying to get the offensive board. Coming down with it eventually. Knocked out of the hands of Barry and back into the Timberwolves' hands. And they'll work it again. Hinton up top, and he's fouled by Wallace up top.
That's not the end of the world because you're conserving time here.
4th foul of the quarter on Jefferson.
4th too. You can get Jamari back in since he was on the bench, I guess, because you didn't want him to foul.
Yep, Jenkins in. Skedrick out. Here comes Jalen Allen back in the game for Swanson.
So honestly, it's kind of a good foul. You get to 4 team fouls from minute 42. So if you feel like you need to foul, you can. And they're shooting 1-on-1. They got to update their team. But they're at 4. I don't know what the delay is here.
The officials over at the scores table making some sort of decision that ID is very happy with.
I don't know if that is. They're just clapping it up for some reason. Yeah, 4 team fouls now for Jefferson. Down by 2, a minute 42 left. They're in a solid position when it comes to at least that situation. Obviously, Jamari Jenkins having 4 is not ideal.
Wallace overruns, trying to attempt to steal the inbound. Gets in to King. King works it up top to Hammett. Corner 3 from Hinton, who knocks it down. 5-point lead for Idea now. It's been a quiet night relatively for Chris Hinton, but coming in clutch. 57-52 Idea. 1:20 left to go. Here comes Jenkins driving in the lane. Left-handed, puts it in. And immediately a timeout from Coach Van Meter.
I think I'm having flashbacks to last season, Dylan. And didn't they hit like 17 threes or something in a game last year? Or is that Jefferson that hit 17 against them?
I think you're right, Nick.
It was something crazy.
30-second timeout from Jefferson. 57-54. The Idea Timberwolves lead the Jefferson Cougars here.
The point is they like to shoot those. And they can make them. I mean, a good guard play. This has been a very entertaining game. I don't want it to end in some ways, but obviously we got to have a winner.
Right. 1:16 left to go. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini with you on the call. Talia Tompkins behind the camera for TV10. Colin McLaughlin back in the studio. We'll have 2 games for you tomorrow. Hedgesville and Jefferson will switch opponents. Hedgesville will get to take on the Timberwolves of Idea. Jefferson will get to face the Kaiser Golden Tornado. Ball's inbounded to Baltimore. He's trapped. Ball's knocked out of his hand by Jenkins, but Jenkins was the last one to touch it. So the ball stays with Idea. Caden Lewis will check back in for Hammett. Lewis, one of the leading scorers for Idea so far. Here comes Hinton getting the ball on the inbound. 1:08 left to go. He backs it out, does Hinton. Guarded closely by Drake near the half-court line. He'll drive in. He's doubled. And the ball's poked out from behind by Drake and out of bounds. So the ball stays with the Timberwolves. 59.1 left to go. Hinton will inbound. And he'll throw it way up the court. Braylon Berry in the backcourt deflects it. Baltimore ends up with it, though, and then his pass attempt is deflected out of bounds by Tony Allen.
I mean, you got to call a whistle there.
No contact. Yeah, no foul on the contact.
I don't see how that's not a foul. I don't know how Kyle Van Meter didn't get a technical because I would have. I mean, he was losing it. I don't know what he said. I'm just saying, like, you gotta. I mean, anybody wouldn't be mad at you if you got a technical. Is what I'm trying to say on this.
DeMonte King tries to drive. His pass is intercepted by Mar Wallace. Here comes Jefferson, and the pass is errant. Ball kicks around and out of bounds off the foot of Braylon Berry. With 37.8 seconds left, Idea keeps possession with a 3-point lead. Ball inbound to Baltimore. They'll get it back to Hinton. Gets it up the court now to Lewis in the front court. We'll see when Jefferson decides to foul. 28 seconds left. Down by 3, and then Braylon Berry tackles DeMonte King with 25.8 to go.
Wasn't the best form tackle, but it was a tackle, yeah. Luckily, then, that's just going to be your normal foul. So, again, one of the things that isn't the best about the rules is you're automatically in the double bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't get 1-on-1s.
Yep, no 1-on-1s.
Which I guess in some ways means it doesn't really matter who you foul. Because before you would try to, I mean, obviously you still want to foul the worst free throw shooter, but I don't know if there is a bad one on this team necessarily.
Oh, King misses the first free throw.
Hey, if you miss one, then that's still very big for Jefferson here. They're still only down 25 seconds. If they can, they're going to need the rebound like Coach Van Meter's yelling.
He makes the second, though. 4-point lead. That's a big benchmark to reach.
Yeah, 4-point game, but you still have plenty of possessions left with the foul to extend the game and everything. So what can you set up here?
24 seconds left. 3 in the corner. Skedrick, no good. Air balls. It's rebounded by King. And over to Hinton, who's fouled with 16.3 to go. If Idea can make their free throws the rest of the way, they are on their path to victory.
Yeah, that wasn't the ideal shot for Jefferson. You got a 3. It was somewhat open, but looked a little bit rushed. I guess at this point, though, you're just trying to get something up and hope it goes in. You didn't necessarily need the 3 completely. You were down 4, so you could have gone for a quick 2. But they elected to go for the corner 3, which is, if it does go in, better situation to be in. But now, down 5.
Second one's missed by Hinton. Here comes Jamari Jenkins after the rebound. Puts up a 3-pointer. No good. Rebounded by Coit, but the ball bounces around. Ends up back in the hands of Jamari Jenkins, who puts up a 2-pointer to make it a 3-point game. Timeout Jefferson with 5.9 to go.
Now you need a steal and a 3 to tie.
Well, let's get in one last 30-second break and then catch last 6 seconds. This is West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
There's a full 60-second timeout from Jefferson, who trails by 3 points with 6 seconds to go. They don't have possession of the basketball, though. The Idea Timberwolves have it with the 3-point advantage. It'll be DeMonte King to inbound, and we'll also have Hinton in the baseline. Oh, they're gonna run the old football play here. So DeMonte King's the quarterback. He gets it in to Sean Baltimore. on the curl route, let's call it, and he's fouled immediately by Swanson with 4.2 to go.
Yeah, you have everybody line up there on the baseline. It's a good way of getting it in because it kind of just allows you to use your speed. Come back to the ball and make a good play. And it's tougher to force any sort of turnover. So we'll see here. I mean, if you're Jefferson, you need 2 misses, which probably isn't too likely against a good shooter like Baltimore.
First one hits the back of the rim. There's
I've been jinxing this
half of a jinx from Nick at the very least.
I already jinxed them once, and I was like, they're probably a good free throw shooting team. I don't know who you foul in these situations. And then they missed the first one there, so I do apologize to ID. I'm not trying to jinx anybody. I've really just enjoyed the game, Dylan.
See if Baltimore can hit this one. He can't. And the timeout from Jefferson immediately, and 1.4 seconds ran off the clock. I don't know if that's going to stick. Currently it says 2.8.
I always say can't.
Yeah, that's...
Should be like 4 point something.
If anything, maybe 4.2 to 4.0. Timeout was immediate. They're going to call it 3.6.
That's kind of bad, I feel like.
Yeah, so they'll say that 0.6 of a second ran off the clock. So Jefferson does at least have the opportunity to tie. Down by 3 with 3.6 seconds left.
I wasn't counting by my tenths of a second.
No, I think you have to do some real interesting slow-mo work and replay work that even Colin probably doesn't have the capability of getting us to really know exactly how much time ran off there. So,
are you questioning Colin's replay abilities?
I'm questioning anybody's capability of coming up with that one with the resources available at the very least. But so here's Jefferson's shot, 3.6 seconds down by 3.
Well, the other thing is we don't know on the replay when exactly the timeout was called. Well, maybe you could if you could see the official. But 3.6, 4.2, it's not really too much of a difference.
All right, ball in the backcourt. Braylon Berry will inbound. It's Skedrick, Jenkins, Wallace, and Camden Boone.
Well, Jamari's going to get a shot here. They're going to try to run him to get him going up the floor, I would imagine.
They'll inbound it to Jenkins. Jukes and, idea fouls. 1.9 to go. He tried to get up a shot to say that it should be 3 free throws, but I think pretty clearly a foul before a shot. It didn't seem that Jenkins was expecting to be fouled there, so he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. You would assume
miss the second.
Yep.
Get the rebound, see what you can do.
He's at 20 points for the game. 11 here in the second half, despite missing maybe about 3 minutes of the fourth quarter with foul trouble. And he does make the first. So he's up to 21.
And good substitution by Vanmeer. He gets his tallest guys on the floor to try to fight for this rebound.
He'll try to miss on purpose.
Shooter.
And it's a rebound by DeMonta King for Idea. Tosses it out to Caden Lewis, and they get the victory. 59-57 over the Jefferson Cougars here in day 1 of the Hedgesville Hardwood Classic.
Well, it was a sloppy game, Dylan, but it was an entertaining game. 59-57. Idea started hitting some threes late in this game, and that really turned the tide in their favor, and then Jefferson could never really regain control. Jamari Jenkins got in some foul trouble late. That definitely didn't help. But overall, very entertaining game. I think both these teams got what they wanted out of making this trip over to Hedgesville, which was some good competition and a good game. So I think we could probably keep it here. I don't know if we need to take a break or not.
Go right into a post-game show. I do need to give the fourth quarter sponsor, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident injury claims for over 50 years. And go to SkinnerWins.com. Orsini's home store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg or online at Orsini's.com. And the Palace Lounge postgame show, brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu, daily specials, and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. So, Nick, I say I'll tally up the final stats here, and you can give your final thoughts and your player of the game, brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere.
Yeah, I think I'd have to probably hear the final numbers to be certain, but I think it's going to be Sean Baltimore with the threes that he hit.
He is the leading scorer for them with 16 points in the end.
Right, and I mean, he hit that 1-3, and then we had the foul on the rebound attempt, and then Coit hit another 3. So that was the 6-point swing that really put Idea in control. So I think that was just a really big moment that I think leads to him being the player of the game, plus he banked in that 3 of all things. But just, final thoughts. It was an entertaining game again, but it was kind of sloppy. I think both these teams match up really well. Tomorrow, I'm interested to see how Hedgesville plays against Idea, because they clearly want to push the tempo. They're going to be the best team Hedgesville's seen by far. So they'll prepare well. I mean, they have a great coaching staff. They're going to be ready for it, but I think it's an interesting matchup tomorrow. And then just moving forward, I think Jefferson, they battled here today. I think they came out a little bit slow, but picked it up as the game went on, and they look pretty good too. So I think they're going to probably cruise tomorrow against Kaiser, and we'll see for the rest of the season how Jefferson and Hedgesville do, and how these games help prepare them for EPAC play.
All right, your post-game stats here are brought to you by Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, the personal injury attorneys. Visit burkeandschultz.com. We play hardball. First on the Jefferson side, their leading scorer, Jamari Jenkins, with 21. Takeem Drake added in 10 points, 9 for Mara Wallace. Braylon Berry and Cam Skedrick with 4 each. 2 apiece from Jalen Allen, Tony Allen, and Camden Boone, and 1 for Braden Swanson. On the Idea side, 16 for Sean Baltimore, 13 for Caden Lewis, 11 for Sadiq Coit, 9 points from Chris Hinton, Tobias Hammett with 3, and DeMonta King with 3. Some of your numbers there and post-game stats, and that'll wrap things up here from Hedgesville High School, day 1 of 2 for the Hedgesville Hardwood Classic. Again, we'll swap teams around for tomorrow's game. Confirm our schedule for tomorrow. It'll be Kaiser versus Jefferson at 4:30, and Idea versus Hedgesville at 6. So tune in around 4:15 for the pregame, the lead into that first one of our doubleheader. For Colin McLaughlin back at the studio, Talia Tompkins behind the camera, Nick Verzolini next to me, I'm Dylan Bishop, saying so long and hope you have a great rest of your Friday night.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Orsini's Home Store, Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, The Palace Lounge, CMA Honda, the Berkeley County Health Department, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, W. Harley Miller Systems, Smallwood and Small Insurance Agency, CMA Chrysler Dodge, WVU East, the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, RAI Properties, Parsons Ford, Rocks, Gary Kelly Allstate, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.